Alright, Diablo players, it's time to get excited. Season 8, we have a bunch of info. We have these new Reliquary systems. We've got, of course, the new boss powers. We have so much to check out. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys a couple pictures here, and then we'll talk about some of the massive nerfs for Season 8. So, I want to kick it off with this trailer. I haven't seen the trailer, so let's go watch the trailer first. It's pretty short, and I'll give you guys my reaction. Called Diablo 4 Belial's Return gameplay trailer.
Paranoia run rampant. Good.
Okay, I like the little intro here. Pretty awesome.
My time has come, and your
We have the new boss powers. The Lord of Lies invades Sanctuary. Okay.
lies do you tell yourself, wanderer? Do you believe that you are the last desperate hope?
So yeah, you're going to be able to get those boss powers, which is awesome. Master devastating boss powers.
You've been given. Or that you are Sanctuary's salvation.
The lightning one is really cool because it activates on like most of your attacks.
Perhaps you've convinced
So yeah, we're getting some of the bosses from the campaign, but they are getting reworked.
champions. Or even me. And that you are
Ooh, there's a new pet.
some debt of
It's a really cool pet. It's kind of like, it's supposed to be like maybe Belial's cat. The deluxe battle pass bundle.
lies. There is only one.
That's one of the Duriel's burrow abilities.
Whatever I wish it to be.
Okay, so we also have the release date, and I'll give you the guys the time as well because it's actually in the blog post. But there's a lot of stuff to uncover here, and the first thing I actually want to start off with is really quick is the release date. So we'll be starting at April 29th at 10 a.m. So that's when the thing actually starts for Season 8. Now, there's a couple pictures that I kind of want to zoom in up on so you guys can kind of see what to expect. So this is a newer system called Reliquaries. Now, we don't know the full breakdown of how it's going to work, but as far as I'm aware of, it looks like that you will have to purchase these. We'll scroll down and check out some of these other things, but there's also some sort of, like, you can see it says, if I zoom out, maybe you can see it a little better. It's a 16 out of 99. So it's, I guess, points that we are going to be able to utilize, but it does say that there's rewards available to claim. Now, I'm not sure if that means that you have to buy it to claim the rewards, or if it just means that you can claim them, and then I don't know what this 200 would then unlock. I'm guessing it's kind of like, the way I look at it is, it says Battle Pass Reliquary, and then there's Premium Battle Pass Reliquary, so I'm assuming you get one of them, and then there's like a premium section, then there's like, you know, the one that you'd get as the base. So this is like kind of a newer system that they're introducing to the game. From what it looks like to me, at least from first impressions, just via the picture here, we'll scroll down and read more. It almost looks like they're just like selling multiple battle passes in addition to the battle pass. That's what it looks like. But this is what I'm actually most excited about because those are cosmetics. Diablo doesn't have any pay to win. Well, Diablo 4, that is. So you can see that there's 48 main and modifier combinations. So the boss powers, if you guys want to see, I have so many videos that go over all of them because this is just the blog post that I want to go over because there's newer information in this one. But basically, you get the boss power. There's the main boss power, and you can have as a sub boss power, which gives you maybe just like another multiplier. But it's pretty cool. And then there's this new Reliquary system, which they talk about over here. And we actually have the release date for the anime collab with Diablo 4 X Berserk, which is going to be starting on May 6th through June 3rd. And at the very end of this, there's actually kind of a secret here. Let me play it because I think someone mentioned it. This is the preview right here of the Berserk armor in-game. This looks like in-game. And I know some people are talking about, is this for Immortal? As far as I'm aware of, it's in the whole Diablo universe. Maybe even Diablo 2, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be Immortal and Diablo 4. Because I just saw people commenting on it when I was talking about it before. And it's just Diablo X Berserk, so probably multiple games. I don't know about Diablo 3 though, but anyways, that's when this event is happening, so we have something to look forward to actually quite soon as well. I'm really curious to see what they actually introduce in terms of the Berserk. I hope it's not just cosmetics. I want a boss. I want new legendaries or uniques that are from the Berserk anime. We have all these different boss abilities. The incursion events, if you guys haven't seen that, check out my recent video on that. But basically, you just go into an area, you kill some monsters, and like a boss comes out, and then you kill them again. And then they're actually talking about quality of life updates. One of the biggest ones that I want to go ahead and highlight here is the teleport to a party member. It's a huge quality of life thing, but things are actually changing up in Season 8, so you got to pay attention because it's very important for the end game here. There's actually newer updates in addition to what we had before. So as far as it goes, because I always like to see what's the final reward here, you can see the resplendent cash. It looks like it's kind of the same. It almost feels like they kind of have this formula for like what's the season, and they always kind of throw out this. It's still good though. I still think that having these rewards are great. But yeah, you will be able to get another spark from the tier 18 reward from like the they call it the Unveiler's Oath, but it'd probably just go in there and you kill incursions, and same thing with like the previous ones. But they did show off some of the newer skins here. Now this is the premium battle pass reliquary. So again, it's like a battle pass in a battle pass, and then I guess you gain these points over here, and you can see what each one costs. And I think that this is a system similar to almost like how Fortnite does it, where you can select what you want as a reward, but I don't know if there's a way to claim this without purchasing it with they call it platinum in the game. Here's just some of the newer like skins coming out, and you guys can see there's like an owl pet over here. It looks like some maybe a back armor or like a focus, and then we have this beast over here. So these are like this is like it fully armored up, looks like. And then we also have the pants here. Now one thing that I'm kind of concerned about is do I have to get like these premium reliquaries to get the full set of armor? Do I have to buy like 5 different ones because I need like the boots, the pants, the gloves, the chest, maybe the helmet too? Like how many of these do I need? I think to make it make sense, maybe have it so like you can just get all of at least like the set of armor pieces without purchasing 5, 6, however many that you would need to complete your character to get them all kitted out. I think this is like the full on armor when you max it out over here. Now as far as the objectives, they did show off some of the like final rewards over here. So these will give you some of the, looks like the ashes are in here, and the ashes are actually pretty important to your progression on your character. This could be extra loot, extra XP, extra gold. Sometimes they also have like extra ways for you to get to the end faster as far as like leveling up the boss powers. Usually there's some sort of power behind these, so you will have to do Torment 4, and this is something I kind of want to briefly talk about because some people are complaining about why, because remember, Torment 4 is much harder in Season 8. This is a zoomed up picture of the pet, and then there's another like really cool looking like beast over here. So I want to start off with this post over here, that this isn't quote T4 aspirational, it's mandatory. To be fair, I mean, do you really need the extra XP? I mean, it takes so dang long to get to level Paragon 300 anyways, but like certain ashes over here, yeah, some people may not be able to do the harder version of Lilith. I also want to mention, as far as like the nerfs go, I'm not going to go over every single detail, but there are heavy nerfs. The Avarice's explosive ore over here, says that it went from 1.5% to 0.01%. So if some of you guys have played Season 8's PTR, it was all about your boss powers. If your boss powers were not good, your character basically did 0 damage. So they have actually adjusted that, which is kind of a good thing, but they also need to scale all these monsters down if we're getting massively nerfed, right? So hopefully this adjustment will be in a way where it doesn't just feel like we're losing power, because if we just straight up lose power, yeah, you're not going to be able to do content. And I also want to reserve making any sort of videos going over like which one is the best, because honestly with Diablo, guys, it's kind of like the season comes out, there's some crazy interaction and something's busted or broken, and then that's the reality of the way the game is. It's not necessarily like, oh, this gets nerfed, therefore the game's impossible or something. People will figure out which combination is going to be good. So I'm not going to go over too much of the patch notes, but just have the mindset of these boss powers are going to be significantly nerfed, but as long as they also nerf the monsters, it'll make things much better. The other thing I wanted to actually go over first over here, because I think this is the most important part, it has to do with the way that we do these newer bosses. So as far as the tormented, let me see if I have to type the keyword bosses. The one thing that I wanted to highlight is in Season 8, you all have to put in your materials for the bosses, which we've already known about, but they actually adjusted the layer boss keys here. So each boss requires a number of keys to unlock their horde. Here's the breakdown. So if it's exalted, it's 2, greater 3, and initiate 12. So there's, I guess, an incentive to do it on the other difficulties over here to decide which boss you want to go for, and of course which difficulty that you want to go for. They are actually giving us more loot. This was a complaint that I had. It feels like they're giving us a lot less loot in general. This works with legendaries as well, because people got, I guess, too much loot, and Blizzard wanted to go ahead and kind of tone things down a little bit. And I think that that's fine to tone things down as long as it's like quality loot, but Season 8 definitely changes up the game quite a bit. The game is much harder. You get less loot. So I'm not sure if they want to go fully in that direction, because I'm sure some of you guys have seen kind of the pushback on PoE, where it's mostly negative right now because people are complaining that there's just no loot in the action RPG, which is why you play it. This was showing off like the Resplendent Cache, which we already talked about. Now, as far as like builds and stuff goes, they've changed some of these numbers, and all these numbers in blue are more so subject to be changed, I'm guessing here. But they show off some of the boss powers. You can see that this is one of the, like the Lilith's like wave over here. Really cool stuff. Again, if you guys want to see videos, I've got so many videos on like all the boss powers and kind of how it works. Basically, you have to kill the boss, and in order for some of these builds to be fun, you have to kill the boss first, because if you don't kill the boss, you don't get the power. And the only cool powers are pretty much from the bosses and the world bosses. The rest of them, they're just kind of small, like damage, like numerical, like, you know, they're like 20, 30x damage or 15x or whatever the number is. That's what it comes down to. They've changed a bunch of these things, but the problem with the rogue, by the way, is like this thing like did not work. Hopefully a lot of these things will be fixed, because again, if I go over this video as far as like buffs and nerfs, if the unique doesn't even work, then it's kind of pointless anyways, right? This is one thing that I was actually really excited about, which is the Hail of Verglass, which is a brand new like unique for the ice shards. If you guys want to see any builds, I will go ahead and link them down below, but I just want to go over like the most important part of this. But they do talk about the types of the Reliquary rewards here. So how it works is that Belial's non-premium Battle Pass Reliquary, which means it doesn't require Platinum to access, assuming that means all the premium ones you have to pay for, right? So it says that it contains a couple hundred of platinum for you to unlock. So I'm guessing that you'll be able to recover some of it. Now, if this means that I can spend 200 points and get 200 platinum back, then I guess it's free, and this is excellent. I think that this is great for the game. If any of you guys have played, let's say, Fortnite or other games where you can earn the battle pass again by just completing the battle pass, and you get basically infinite battle passes. I think that that's good because it keeps player retention rate up, and it also encourages people to try out other things for the completion of the battle pass. But if this is a system where it's like, okay, you can spend not only the battle pass, but then there's another 1,500 platinum that you have to purchase. I don't know how much you recover. They didn't fully reveal this, but it says it can be purchased over here, and this is their new Reliquary system. I was thinking it was similar to the Reliquary in Diablo Immortal, which actually gives your character power, but it does not give you power. But yeah, it's just called Reliquary. I'm guessing it's just skins. As far as I'm aware of, this is just cosmetics, and you guys can see what you can get with this, but you do have a time frame, and then you can collect out of that. And basically, I showed you guys all the pictures of the like cool armors and stuff, but again, that's something that's just cosmetic. But let me know, guys, what you think about Season 8 after these announcements. Are you super hyped up about it? I think they did a pretty good job on the trailer, but I'm going to keep it real with you guys. The boss powers are super, super fun, but I really still need new content. I don't want to just be like, okay, now my goal is to do pit again, and now the pit is much, much harder. But if you guys want to see some gameplay of some of the builds for Season 8, you guys can go ahead and check the pin. I'll leave them down or link in the bio. But I'm really looking forward to Season 8 and seeing what they can do with these boss powers after the update, because some of the builds were insanely fun. However, again, I just don't want to be going to the pit again, and they are coming out with newer things. And remember, we're also getting that Berserk update. I don't know if we get like Berserk enemies that are going to be from the anime, they're going to put them in the game. So I'm actually more hyped up about that than really the boss power, because I already played with them. It's more so that I just want more things to do within the pit. And hopefully we will get these as the game progresses. They did announce that there's going to be like these new Nightmare Dungeon modifiers. Hopefully that will kind of pique my interest. But anyways, let me know your thoughts down below. And let me know, guys, down below, what class do you plan to start off with in Season 8. I would actually highly recommend you guys to check out the Rogue, because the Rogue can basically play anything because you just scale damage. Whereas some other builds, they may only scale poison, they may only scale burn. With Rogue, you can literally play anything. I would highly recommend Rogue if you're like on the fence about things, but that's what I'm going to be starting off with. Let me know what you're starting off with. Peace out, guys. See you guys Season 8 very soon.